Question 1803, 2p. This is one of the trickier ones on the page, but again, you just need to follow the rules here just step by step. And there's a few traps here, if you like, for young players. The first one is, and it's a really easy one to resolve, if I've got a to the 5 on z to the 4, that's what I've got, and that's expressed as positive indices. But let's say I had a 5 z to the negative 4, and I want to make this positive. Well, if it's on the bottom and it's negative, or if it's on the top and it's negative, it's really just saying it belongs on the opposite, on the other side. So really, I could rewrite this to be a5z to the positive 4. And now I've moved it from the bottom to the top. The negative has become positive, and it's like that. In the same way as if I had, this was, say, a to the negative 5. A to the negative 5, if I want to make that a positive, then all I do is I simply rewrite it as 1 on a to the 5, and the negative becomes positive when it's on the opposite end of the vinculum, on the other side of the vinculum. So if it's on the bottom and it's negative, you put it on the top, it becomes positive. If it's negative on the top and you put it, so if I did that, for example, and you put it on the other end of the vinculum, on the other side of the vinculum, it becomes positive. So that's all we're doing here half the time. So let's have a look at this. I can get rid of this negative straight away simply by finding the reciprocal. So let's do that straight away. So this is equal to, so I'll put, well, that's a side note. So this is now 3a to the negative 1 b5 all on 2a squared b to the negative 3. And now it's all to the power of 4. I flipped it over. I've taken the top, put it on the bottom, bottom, I'll put it on the top, and it's now the reciprocal, so I can take the negative out. Now, I need to multiply this by itself 4 times. Quickest way of doing that is simply to say, well, let's multiply all the powers by the power on the outside. But the coefficients, the things in front of the variables, like 3a, 2a, these folks need to be changed. These ultimately are going to be to the power of 4. So I've got 3 to the power of 4. That's going to be 81a. And I've got negative 1 times 4 is going to be negative 4. B, 5 4s are 20. All right. Same on the bottom. 2 to the power of 4 is 16. A, 2 times 4, though, is 8. And I've got a B there, and a negative 3 and a 4, or negative 3 times 4 is going to be negative 12. So that's all done. I can take away the brackets now. I'm all good. And now I'm ready to do a little bit of shuffling around top to bottom in this way here. So I know if anything's negative and I put it on the bottom, it will become positive. Because remember, we want to simplify with all positive indices. So let's see how we can do that. So here we go, nice and simple. I've got myself an 81. But this time, I know that if I move this onto the bottom, the a to the negative 4, and I pop that on the bottom and multiply it by the a to the 8, this is going to now become positive. So I'm going to multiply it by a to the positive 4. So here we go, move that there. And if I now put it on the bottom, I've got 81, and on the bottom I've got now 16, a to the 8, but I've also got times a to the 4. So now I can simply add these together. Same with the b's. I've got b to the power of 20, but I'm going to take this, I'm going to multiply it by b to the 12. So the b to the 12 now simply moves to the top, and I'm going to put it next to it. And because I move it to the top, move it to the other part of the vinculum, it becomes positive. So now these become positive, these become positive. Let's see where we end up. Let's see where we land. And I've got 81. B, 20 and 12 is 32. All over 16, A, 8 and 4 is 12. And there is my solution.